Hello my wonderful Libras, thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for the very late second half of January. And because I am very late, which I do apologize for, I'm going to also be reading into your month of February. So hopefully that'll make up for my, busyness that happened that was not anticipated. Again, I apologize, but life happens. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle the cards for you guys. So today for your reading, I'm going to be pulling any amount of tarot cards. There is no set limit. And I'm also going to be pulling 2 Monology cards as well as a Romance Angel Oracle card. And just seeing what you guys got for the rest of January and into the first week of February. Please make sure that you check out your Sun, Moon, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Normally I don't include Venus in my readings, however, because this is I am going to be pulling a Romance Angel card, and Venus is the planet of love. Please make sure that you check that out so you can get all the information possible. Give it one more shuffle, and then we'll cut the deck and begin pulling cards. All right. Ow, I keep hitting my leg on my printer. My printer's under my desk, and I just keep smacking my leg on it. Okay, these didn't want to be cut, they wanted to stay in the same spot. All right. And let us begin. What do we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the rest of January and into the first week of February? Alright, so we're going to go with this top card. Put this back. Oh my goodness, okay. Alright, so the first 2 cards that came out for you is, the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. So I see that you maybe made a decision that you aren't very happy with, or I also feel like this is someone else. Someone else has been very nasty to you, and you've just been like, do I cut them off? Do I not? What do I do about this situation? But either way, there's something in your life that is not positive. Like it's been very much like kind of eating you away on the inside, and you've been like, wait, what do I do? Well, how do I do about this? How do I fix this? Which is very good. You're doing a great job at taking a proactive stance in the fact that you're trying to figure out what you need to do to fix this. And you're not so much just like moping around. You're being very active in what you need to do. So a lot of cards are coming out for you, but I feel like these 2 cards, interesting. So you have the Hanged Man and the 10 of Pentacles. Hanged Man is definitely, you need to take a new view. You need to think of something and do something that you typically wouldn't do, and you typically wouldn't really think of, or it's not really something that's kind of in your nature to do. And once you do that, I feel like that cycle is going to be completed. That's basically it. Once you take this new view and this new perspective on, this kind of nastiness, like that's kind of going on with you right now, things are going to be looking a lot better. Also, sorry if I keep going like, or like clicking my tongue. My throat is very dry and kind of sore, which is why I have tea right here. So if I usually have tea, but that's why I have an especially big cup of tea. So if I need to stop and want to come out. It's interesting. You're getting things in pairs of 2s. So if you're seeing a lot of 2 synchronicities, or just you resonate with the number 2, like in numerology, definitely be wary of that, because I keep seeing like you had these 2 come out, and then these 2 were pulled out together, and now you have these 2 that fell out. Ooh, interesting. Okay, but yeah, so just keep an eye on 2s. Is essentially what that means. Okay, so you have the Mother of Pentacles and Strength. I definitely feel like the Mother of Pentacles is someone else. It's not necessarily you, but there's going to be some kind of person in your life who's going to be very much, you know, you are definitely relying on them. You are definitely like, you know, using them as a shoulder to cry on, and you should be doing that, because I feel like you are kind of holding in a lot of the stuff, like maybe with this Man of Swords situation that you had going on, you might have been keeping that a lot to yourself, and it just may have started building up and building up and building up, and then that kind of caused you to be like, it just kind of came out and just kind of exploded, and you know, you really went to rely on this, you know, I don't why I got some of you maybe red hair. I don't know why, but I had an image of someone with just like red, like more of like a natural red than like, you know, kind of like bright like cherry red. So maybe someone with like red hair, or there's like the color red you might associate or resonate with. But definitely there's going to be some kind of person in your life that's very, very, you know, like, hey, it's okay, it's gonna be fine, you know, we'll work this out together, that type of thing. And because it is Pentacles, maybe the situation was specifically in regards to money. You also had the Two of Pentacles here, so it very well could be in regards to financial or career matters. Now with the Strength card, is I feel like this is you, like the universe kind of telling you that this kind of explosion of emotion was a good thing, and you needed this. You really needed the courage to kind of do this, and that you should do this more often. You shouldn't hold in your emotions as much, and you should really let it all out and let it go. Alright, let's see what else. I feel like that was January. So yeah, this was definitely either like what happened in January or is to come in January. And then now we're going to move on into what is going to happen in February. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one came out in 3, and I feel like I should keep all 3 of these cards. Okay, so we have the High Priestess, the Daughter of Wands, and the Father of Cups. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that there's going to be someone in your life that, I feel like you're the Daughter of Wands here. Okay, and the High Priestess is really showing you that there's someone in your life, which I feel like this Father of Cups has this very not great energy around it. In regards to you specifically, it's gonna be very much like, okay, this is funny. Like mansplaining is the word that came into my head for some reason. So, and I feel like, you know, with the High Priestess, it's like, you don't, like, you're gonna intuitively know what you need to do about this person. I don't think it's necessarily to like, oh, just cut them off, or like, oh, just do this. It's gonna be a very general thing from person, you know, individual to individual, from Libra to Libra. But I feel like if the Daughter of Wands is you, you're gonna be kind of like, okay, I'm gonna let you explain yourself, and then I'm gonna come back and let you know what you said that was completely wrong, and not gonna let you interrupt me again. And you're basically just gonna take on this High Priestess perspective on what you need to do with this Father of Cups. I feel like there's one more thing for you guys in regards to February. So let's see what we have. Oh my goodness, that's the top card. Father of Cups. Okay, you have a lot of influential, like a lot of people that are coming into your life, or not necessarily like coming in as in like new people, but are like, you know, people that you know, and there could be new people, but people that you know are going to be making a lot of an impact. But I feel like I do need there should have been like another card or like a clarification card with the Mother of Cups. It initially, there we go. It initially feels like almost like a guidance type person. Like you have the Mother of Pentacles here, but now you have the Mother of Cups. So it might be someone who's going to help guide you in what you need to do. And a card that I pulled to correlate with that is the Four of Swords. So yeah, definitely someone who's going to point you in the right direction, direct you on where you need to go, lift you up, and be very almost like blunt about it. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're just going to be like, hey, look, this is what needs to happen type thing. And that is what I'm saying with that, as you being the Lamb here and the Mother of Cups being the one who's guiding you. And it's definitely, whenever they say what they're going to say, it's gonna like instantly click, and you're just gonna know exactly like what's happening and what's up. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see if there's any other messages. No, that is it for you guys as far as tarot goes. But now I'm going to move these out of the way. Pull hopefully 2 Moonology Oracle cards, but we'll see how many I decide to pop out. Okay. I really should have taken these out before I, started, but I do this like every time. Never fails. Alright, I'm just going to shuffle these up real quick. And while I'm doing that, I just want to discuss a bit about how I read tarot. And I'm actually thinking about doing an entire video on this, just to go into a bit more clarity. But basically, I read tarot intuitively. Now, what does that mean? It means that I mainly... Oh my goodness, what is happening here? I mainly read tarot based on what I feel the cards are saying. Not necessarily the textbook or guidebook definition of what they mean. The reason I do this is because I feel that it allows for a better and clearer, well, I don't feel, I know, that it allows for a better and clearer and more accurate reading for the individual and for the energy that I am channeling. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do like an entire explanation on this. Oh my goodness. Let's do one more shuffle here to kind of really explain like my process and how I like prepare for readings and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm like scattering these cards all over the place. What is happening? Why do I do this? Okay. Alright, so let's see what the Moonology Oracle deck has for my wonderful Libras. Oh my goodness, I'm about to drop like everything. I swear. There's one. Let's see if we can get one more. And there's actually a lot more. Actually, there's only one more. Nope, there's another one down here. I feel like I need to keep all of them though, so you guys got 4 Moonology cards. Oh boy, let me get a sip of tea real quick. Okay, if I can flip the cards over. Alright, so I'm gonna do 2 at a time, just so you guys can see things easier. Alright, so you have the South Node, which is don't let your past hold you back, as well as New Moon in Pisces, which is meditate and contemplate. And then the next 2 cards you guys have are surrender to the divine, and then you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, so with this, I definitely am feeling, especially with the new moon in Cancer, I feel like this is definitely kind of confirming for a lot of you that you have some sort of financial and career issues. Maybe you're worried about paying bills, you're worried about, getting payments in on time, stuff like that. You don't want to have to like move or like lose your house or like anything like that. And this is just kind of confirming that, look, you and your loved ones are safe. Just take this new perspective, do things a bit differently, and it's all going to come full circle and be good. Surrender to the divine, I definitely, like, this is also, like, these 3 cards, which is funny because they all 3 came out at the same time, and this was the one that, like, stood out on its own. With meditate and contemplate, this is telling you on how you can get that new perspective. Surrender to the divine, all right? Start listening and trying to, get more of these divine messages. Meditate more. Pay attention to the images that you see when this happens. Pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to things that stick out to you. That's the divine trying to help you get this new perspective on how you can fix these issues on why you feel kind of just like worried and gross and ugh. Okay, so now the card that kind of came out on its own was the South Node, which says, don't let your past hold you back. For some reason, this almost feels in regards to these two cards that I pulled earlier. And I feel like you might be an individual that typically doesn't like to show emotions, doesn't like to display their emotions, kind of holds everything in. And I feel like this is telling you to not necessarily worry about that, and don't worry about the person you're expressing your emotions to kind of, you know, push you away or judge you or anything like that, because I feel like that might have happened to you in the past. You might have, you know, finally you had the courage to like open yourself up and explain things, and then they just kind of brushed you off or didn't really listen to you, didn't hear you out, stuff like that. Don't let that prevent you from, you know, moving forward in that. Don't let that scare you away from doing that. Keep everything, you know, just keep moving forward. Don't let that scare you. And I think that's pretty much it as far as those cards go. Yep, you're good there. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the last deck, which is the Romance Angels Oracle cards. If I could put the box in the, please, thank you. I swear I'm organized, guys. Alright. Just going to shuffle, oh my goodness, shuffle them up, as per usual. Wow, that did nothing, okay. Also, just a bit of a disclaimer. The way that I read these cards, specifically the Romance Angels card, is I read it as general love, not necessarily specifically to like romantic partners or anything like that. It's just love in general. So that could be family, friends, pets, coworkers that you care about, anything like that. I mean, also including romantic partners, of course. But I don't specifically read this in regards to that, if that makes sense. Alright, feeling one more shuffle, and then we will be ready to pull some cards for you guys. Alright, so let's see what this Oracle deck has for you. Oh, there we go. Alright. Interesting. Let go of control issues. Quite a few people have been getting this card recently. This is definitely allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, okay. So basically, don't worry yourself over this. Don't stress yourself. Don't force anything to happen. You really need to just let things take its course. Just let things... I feel like you are definitely like, oh, what are they called? Like carriages or something, like with the horses, and then there's like the person who's like driving the carriage. You're trying to drive the carriage into a direction that it doesn't want to go. You're trying to force it to go one way when the horses really want to run in this other direction. You need to go with the flow and just let things be and not worry so much and focus all of your energy into this, because there are much more important things that you need to be focusing your energy into. I think that's pretty much it. See if there's any other messages that want to come through. No, you guys are good. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you guys. Again, I apologize that it was late, but unfortunately life gets in the way because, you know, that's just how life works sometimes. But if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Do not hesitate to ask. You can also like, subscribe, or comment if you feel drawn to. You can also check out my social media links and my Etsy store, which will all be down below, if you want to book a private reading with me. And I think that's pretty much it. Yep, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next reading.